Well, here we are. Welcome to what will be the final episode of the entire Amazing Journey trilogy series. Have any grave concerns? Head up these stairs to sort them out. Huh. I wonder what this could be. Cemetery. Cemetery. Ha! That's funny. Wait, that was an intentional joke, right? That wasn't a typo? It seems like it was intentional. Now, what could this possibly be? The mausoleum is now open. Oh boy. I've been waiting for you. Welcome home. You found your way back to where you started. Your journey is now complete. You played a good game, boy, or girl, or whatever you are. You creatures all look the same to me. Anyway, the game is finished. You lived in this blocky construct long enough. Now you leave. Don't worry about your character in game. We'll take care of it. You don't want to quit? You want to see what's on the other side of my mausoleum? Very well. You may enter. But be warned, this maze is unlike all the others you have encountered. There are no puzzles here, only crypts within which you will find the remains of other players who finished their game and never returned. Also, this maze is long, so very, very long. But the dead inhabitants are not daunted by its size and complexity. Those who are still alive and attempt to traverse the many halls of this building often find themselves screaming out in fright and dismay before long. When I walk in looking for them, I eventually find them huddled up in a corner, babbling to themselves. In short, dear child, if this maze does not scare you, you're already dead. The entrance is right behind me. Take great care how you play. Okay, so I hate to say it, but we're going to be dealing with some lag in this episode. Because that's just how it is. This maze is so big that it tends to lag my computer. So, yeah. Just like the guy at the entrance said, this is a really long maze, and it's really difficult. So, yeah, I hope y'all are buckled in, because I sure am. So what I tried to do was, I tried to reload the chunks, but that keyboard shortcut that I use for that usually did not work, and I don't know why that is. It might be because I just migrated my thing over to a Microsoft account like they keep begging me to do. Something that I edited out of this video is that there is kind of like a little trick, a secret way that you can discover which path is the correct one, but I don't want to include that in the video. If you really want, I will tell you at the end of the video. But for now, I'm going to try to intentionally not use it because I think it'll be a lot more fun to get lost while I'm doing this for you guys. Okay, yeah, so usually when you get to like a bunch of these like arches in a row, like intersections, that means that you've made a wrong turn at some point. There will be many times when you're going to go down a corridor and it's just going to never seem to end, but do not be discouraged by that, because that's just how this maze is designed. You can look in these shulker boxes if you want, but they pretty much all have the same thing in them. Yeah, dead bodies. Also, I was looking back over the footage for that first map, and something I didn't notice is that the that body of that dead pirate in that chest, it has a peg leg, which I find to be probably the funniest thing in the entire map. What you looking at, huh? You think just because you've been here longer you deserve a raise? I mean, you deserve to be more revered than I do. So I'm guessing this is probably the right way. Like I said, I'm not using my, I'm just going to call it my psychic power. I'm not going to use my psychic powers to get through this maze. I'm going to do it fairly. I'm going to try. Alright. Nothing there, and I think, yeah, okay, I think I remember, yeah, you gotta go this way. Except I already knew that, because I accidentally just used some of my psychic power to detect which way I had to go. Something I heard, and I don't know if this is true or not, is that a gas sound is actually the sound that a cat made, which I find very hard to believe, but weirder things have happened, I suppose. The mausoleum. What a glorious play on words. I wonder if the creator came up with the word puns before he came up with the mazes, or if the mazes came into his mind first and then he created like a clever, catchy name for them. For example, I'm trying to be an author. There are literally times where a catchy title will come into my mind, and I can form a coherent story out of that. 1, 2, and 3 of these bad boys. Maybe that means I'm making progress, if more of them are gathering here. Over here, nope, I don't know. My psychic intuition is telling me not to go this way, but I just wanna see the dead ends. Okay, just kidding. I don't want to see them anymore. I don't know why I went that way. Yep, nothing there. I feel like that's one of the things about this maze that drives you nuts, is that you're not always sure if you're making progress or you're just going down a really, really long dead end. Or, God forbid, if you end up going backwards. That's never happened to me, but if it had, I would probably end up huddled in the corner, screaming to myself like that Enderman had talked about other people doing. So even when you do use this little my psychic powers, like I'm using, or like I'm not using at the moment, it still does take a while to get through this maze, even if you know where all the right paths are. I've had some games like that before. If you guys have ever played the Submachine Flash series, the 10th game, I was reading a walkthrough the entire time, and it took me approximately 2.5 hours to beat, and it was a Flash game. Like, that game is just all of those games are some of the most like surreal. I might try to do those on this channel if they ever get released on Steam, because we all know that Flash is kaput. But yeah, the Submachine games are probably the most surreal, like mind-boggling games. I still don't fully understand the story of those. I don't think anyone does, except for the creator himself. But man, those games are just so like they're very, very puzzle heavy, and just you gotta have a good brain like to map out certain things and make connections. They're very difficult. This is almost like staring at TV static. Like just staring, like just being in a giant maze of glass panes with TV static on them. Okay, well, my psychic senses are telling me that I'm getting deeply lost in this maze right now, so I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. Yeah, see, this is why I took all that food out of those chests, because you 1000% need it. Otherwise, you're going to be feasting on rotten flesh for this entire time, and that does not bode well with anyone's stomach. That was like the craziest dead end ever, too. There were like 17 different ways that I hadn't gone yet, but my psychic powers were telling me, that this area was not for me to be in. I gotta say, in real life, this would be hell. This would be absolute hell. No matter how much anyone likes mazes, if you had to like wander this for all of eternity, that would be the worst punishment ever. So yeah, there are some distinguishing features in these corridors, like the red flags and stuff that you can use to kind of make your own little landmarks. But yeah, without the psychic powers that I have, it's pretty hard to get through this maze. Again, I'm trying to not use my psychic powers, but when you hit 17 dead ends in a row, it's hard to not want to do it. Ah, and here we are. Just as I finish my final pie, we have. Oh my. Okay. I take back what I said about that being hell. This is hell. I don't know what inspired this, but wow. I'm not even gonna lie, that's like one of the scariest things I've seen in Minecraft, I think. Okay, so we are now on to the second half of this. I believe this half is shorter, or it should be shorter. So, yeah. Oh my. Oh, we're getting hit right off the bat with a lot of intersections here, a lot of, oh boy. With the aid of my psychic powers, once again, I am able to discern that I think I have to go this way. And nope, not that way, this way. I gotta be getting close now, right? I gotta be getting close. This is a really long pathway. If this turns out to be a dead end, my spirit will leave my body and be trapped in this maze forever. Okay, yes. My psychic powers are telling me that it was not a dead end. Those are dead ends, though. 3 of them, to be exact. My psychic powers are telling me that that's a dead end right in front of my face. Thank you, psychic powers. Oh. Yes, your persistence deserves a reward. I got another manual. That gives me one more point, I think. Congratulations, you have reached the end of. Oh boy. Oh my. That is so cool. Almost there. Adventurers, welcome. Your adventure has concluded in a satisfying way, right? You even cleared the bonus maze. The mausoleum is home to your adventure now. You really can just turn off the game here. The joy is in the journey, endings are just customary. But you're one of the unfortunate ones. You're not satisfied yet. You've gotten this far. You want to know it all. I hope most of you know better. Want better. Endings are doors that you close and can't open again. In this way, endings are heartless. So, adventurer, I tell you this, you can stop here. That goes for you too, viewer. You can just stop here. Who cares about the last few minutes of the video? You can just shut it off. Be content knowing Eddie and Rusty are safe at home. Know that I, Professor Clark, will be joining them soon. Adventure, should you go on, you will see its final, true ending. If you still insist, then enter the next room and read my notes. Adventurers, I will not be joining my friends at home. In truth, I do not know if they really are home. I took action to send them there, but I have not been able to observe them well at home. I only hope it worked. You see, from my position within the OPD building, I had access to technology that can alter the very fabric of reality. At least my reality. But it took time to learn this technology. Time I knew I had because it was quite apparent from the beginning that I was trapped inside of a computer. From my perspective, it took me hundreds of years to not only learn how to use the company's technology, but also complete simple tasks without the manpower of a full department. If I wanted to send my friends back home, I would also have to alter the fabric of time to do so. I had no intention of sending them to a home they would no longer be familiar with after so many years had passed. Furthermore, what if there was no home to begin with? If we were just NPCs in a video game? A term I picked up from Rusty. Were our homes created within a physical space? Is it only our memories of home that exist? I don't know if it's because of all the years spent living within that computer, but I can't remember what home looks like. In fact, I can't recall what Eddie and Rusty look like. I could not find any records of these places or their physical appearances either. Saved video reports show me what Bert, Frog, and Bull looked like. I was able to send them back to Nectarine Castle with no difficulty after they completed their task. They may or may not also be NPCs, but there are records of them existing beyond just signs and notes. Well, at least within the scope of my computer. Bert and the other retainers appeared to live in the real world, at least a real world that I could perceive. But my friends and I appeared to live within the abstract. Without getting into complex details, I had to learn to use the powerful technology that was conveniently at my disposal to combine the abstract and concrete properties of this world, this universe, to create as happy and as real an ending for them as possible. For me, however, I wanted something different. Maybe it's just my program character attribute or character flaw that's talking here, but I need more in my life. In the simplest of terms, I created a machine that siphons and repurposes the unique cross-dimensional energies of the mausoleum to create a pathway for someone or something like myself to pass through. I wanted to experience new planes of existence, maybe one not as blocky as this one. Adventurers, I warned you not to come here, but since one of my warnings stopped you in the past? By the time you read this, I will have already taken the leap. Follow me if you wish. Maybe you'll find yourself in an entirely new game. Or perhaps you will simply spawn in a seemingly mundane village with a very elaborate ending sequence waiting for you. Place this book back in the center of the chest to find out. Well, it's been fun indeed. Time to take the leap of faith. So I am now standing in the final place in this village that I can travel to. More specifically, I'm standing on this little cluster of those sea lanterns, waiting for something to happen. The end. It's coming closer. The end is literally nigh. Is it gonna land on me? Nope. It's gonna keep going over in that there direction. Wow. I truly wish that there was more I could show you guys, but This is the end of the line. This is the end of the series that I just started my channel on a few weeks ago. I mean, I've played, like I said many times, I have played these maps before. And whenever I finish them, there's always kind of a sense of sadness that, it's over. But, I mean, this is more than that because I have dreamed of recording this on YouTube for a long time. It was kind of like the final frontier for me with this map, and with other maps, which I'm hoping I will get to. The Zayas, you did an outstanding job on these maps. These were so good. That adventure, the first map was one of the first adventure maps that I downloaded right after buying Minecraft. And as soon as I heard that there was a third one supposed to come out, I was over the moon excited. And man, you delivered. You delivered on all of these maps. I loved pretty much every second of them. Thank you for making these maps and for all the effort you put into them. Thank you, the viewers, for joining me because this truly has been an amazing journey. As soon as I smash my brains out on the bottom of that letter D, I will end this video. Goodbye.